It's three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
All right, dudes. We're all over the country right now. I'm holding it down in the Twin Cities in the studio, Phil Mackey. Alex Boone up at the ass crack of Arizona dawn right now with your new little gamer headset. Very exciting. Right? And Jeremiah, he was supposed to be in Arizona this morning, but now he's driving back to the airport because he's wildly irresponsible and reckless.
just the worst absolute 12 hours that could happen. So on my way to the airport last night, because I am going to Arizona to check in on the boys. And so on my way, I stopped by the gas station right next to my house and was like, hey, I'm going to grab a quick energy drink, hit the road, grab it, get to Omaha, which is an hour from Lincoln where I live. I get into the parking lot in Omaha, get out of the car, start grabbing all my stuff, and I go, don't have my wallet. And I'm looking around like, where the frick is my wallet? And so as I'm looking around, I'm going, I know I bought this energy drink. Like, I know I bought it. And then as I'm looking around, I go, oh, God, I bought this energy drink. And so I called the gas station, and I was like, hey, did I leave my wallet there? And they're like, oh, yeah, sweetie, here's your ID right here. So, yeah, missed my flight, had to rebook, just a complete disaster.
But he's here. He's here. He's driving responsibly while podcasting.
Don't do that. Don't give him he's still trying his hardest thing. Okay. First of all, that fine is so big. That's a conduct unbecoming. You left your ID. See, I thought you left it at home on your nightstand. I was like, well, that's okay.
Left it at the gas station.
It at the
Dude,
gas
leaves
station?
it at the gas station, man.
You're an idiot. Oh my God. Hey, I was sitting there with your boys last night because they had to do that thing for the American Bowl, and I was sitting there. I was like, they're like, "What's up?" They're like, "Coach, our agent's not going to make it tonight." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "He forgot his wallet." And Bill looks over and goes, "What an idiot!" I was like, "Oh man, that's the worst."
I'm just glad it wasn't something like pressing where it's like I had to be there tomorrow. Like I got lucky for that. So. I'll be there at 1:00 today, so we'll make it work.
Well, boys, we got to get into the Mike Tomlin news from yesterday. But before we do, if you lost your wallet and now you want to make some money, you could maybe win some money on Underdog. So Underdog is here for your playoff needs and satisfaction. Go to Underdog right now. Download the Underdog app. And it's very, very easy to go on. And you select higher or lower on player stats like rushing yards, passing yards. Old Caleb Williams sitting at 226.5 right now. You can pick higher or lower on that. Christian McCaffrey, 55.5 rushing yards at Seattle. Pick higher or lower on that. And you get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Playoff season in full effect. We had a bunch of banger games last weekend. Download the Underdog app today. Sign up with the code OLINE and get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code OLINE on the Underdog app. Underdog, make picks and win money.
18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org in New York, or call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
I have a question.
Go.
Do I sound better? There's no echo.
You sound good.
Okay, because I feel like an idiot. I feel like I'm literally like one of my kids on Xbox right now. I feel like an idiot.
We should get you a little controller. You can.
I know. I feel like I need to sit here and be like, "What's up, dudes? Talk to me."
It's great. I mean, people were clowning you in the comments section for being all over the place with your devices down there. But now we have a real gaming headset for Alex down in Arizona. So Mike Tomlin walked into the facility yesterday morning after a Monday night playoff loss. I don't know if this is exactly how it went down, but it's being framed as he came to the conclusion that he's ready to step down after almost 2 decades as Steelers head coach. What are your guys' thoughts, man? What did you think when they lost the game? We've been kind of talking about this, but now that, much like the Harbaugh thing in Baltimore, now that it's real, what are your thoughts on it?
I think honestly, I think it's the most baller way to walk out of a situation ever. And I think it is the most Mike Tomlin thing I've ever seen in my life. And it is one of those situations where he saw all the writing on the wall. He's not an idiot. He watches SportsCenter when everyone's like, should they fire Tomlin? Should they not? So he's at home with his wife like, yo, fucking idiots for real? Like, what? What he did was he went in and was like, before you can fire me, I'm going to roll. And I just want to say thanks for everything. Like, this whole situation is crazy because the meme keeps coming back to my mind. Fire Harbaugh, fire Tomlin, fire Harbaugh. And it's like they both ended up leaving. And it was wild because now you got everybody asking Steve Busciotti, like, what about Mike Tomlin? He's like, wouldn't that be something, right? Like, and it's crazy, too, because if he does go somewhere, it sounds like they have to trade for him. So it's like
he's still under contract. Yeah.
So it pretty much means like he just basically did the walk off into the sunset thing. Like, hey, thanks for everything. Appreciate you guys. I can't wait to get into this game because it was the most unbelievable game I've ever, like, from one side of the coin, you're like, oh my God, they're going to lose this game. And then like the fourth quarter comes and you're like, never mind. This is how it should have been the whole game.
Yeah. Jay.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, you have to look and go, what an accomplishment. Right, like what an accomplishment he's been able to do for the last 2 decades, and be a lineage of the Pittsburgh Steelers coaches that, 3 in the last 60 years or whatever craziness that has been. And so what an accomplishment on his end. But I agree with you, Booney. He was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna get my reputation tarnished here. I'm not gonna let them decide what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna back away. Now, what I think is gonna happen is he's gonna back away, allow them to go hire their new coach that they want, and slam dunk hire and high five everyone. He's going to be on NFL Fox with Gronk next year, talking about the pregame, doing all that fun stuff. And then he's going to do just like Peyton, come out, go find a spot, make the Steelers get a couple first-round picks for him, and then he's going to go be the head coach of the Browns or whoever else gets a one-and-done head coach next year. I don't think we've seen the last of Tomlin as a head coach.
I agree with that 100%. I definitely don't think we've seen the last of him. I don't think we'll see him next year because I don't know that anyone's going to be willing to trade for a coach right now like that, because everyone sees like the Liam Cohens are now coming out of the woodwork where everyone's like, we got to find the next one. But you're right. There'll be another cycle where someone's like, Kish can't do this. Just can't do this. Like you said, could be the Browns, right? Like we have to do something. But you want to talk about the smartest move. I mean, the minute I heard that he stepped out, I was like, dude, you couldn't walk out any tougher. Literally, I'm going to call him the Teflon Don from now on. Probably just walked in there and was like, Mr. Rooney, I know what you're about to do. And before you say it, I appreciate you.
It is. I mean,
I love that.
It is a great way. It is kind of a double middle fingers in a respectful way. And
in the most respectful way.
Because that he thinks it's ludicrous that there was even a conversation. Aaron Rodgers, even, like, his final words at the press conference were how ridiculous it is that Matt LaFleur and Mike Tomlin were on a hot seat. And I have 2 thoughts on this. Number one, I do understand the frustration in Pittsburgh that it's been a decade since the Steelers have won a playoff game. I totally get that. I understand the frustration that they've been unable to find a quarterback post Ben Roethlisberger, and they've had mostly like bottom 5 offenses. But Mike Tomlin, since Ben Roethlisberger retired, is 20 games over 500, 68-48 since Ben Roethlisberger retired, 5 playoff berths, and these are the quarterbacks. Well, you could even include like end game Ben Roethlisberger for one of those years where he was just an absolute statue and the arm was kind of shot. Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky, Duck Hodges, Kenny Pickett, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, and 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers. And this dude was 68-48 with that collection.
Well,
and so, I mean, I get like you're not winning playoff games, and it's frustrating for Steelers fans who expect to win championships. But Mike Tomlin's not a quarterback whispering development guy who's going to take someone, and if you get him a quarterback, and this is if he decides to coach again, if he lands with a team that has a ready-made veteran quarterback, I think that team's back to winning 11, 12 games and probably winning some playoff games. So how many coaches in the NFL, if given end of run Ben Roethlisberger, Mason Rudolph, Duck Hodges, Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, all those guys I just listed, can finish 20 games over 500 and make the playoffs 5 times? Not that many.
No, I agree with you 100%. And what was it? The year that Justin Fields and Russ were there, it was like Chris Boswell won them the first 5 games, but it's because of their defense, right? Their defense has always been this stout, rugged, tough. I agree with what Aaron's saying, right? He's in the player moment. Once you step away from the game for a while, you're kind of looking at coaches that have been in there for a while, and you're like, I get it. Everyone's really upset. We're spending $250 million on this team, and we're not going anywhere. I get it. Beers cost $12 a can. I get it. People want to go win me some fucking games in the playoffs that matter. I totally understand all that. At some point, though, I agree with you. The grass is not always greener on the other side. I just think that there's been so much speculation and talk about it that in the back of his mind, I'm sure Tomlin was like, they're going to fire me, so I might as well just walk out of here, right? And then I can walk out, have dignity, right? Everyone can always be like, Mike went out on top. Uh-oh, he's going to get another – don't forget your ID.
Is he at the gas station?
Dude, I love it. Well, my question becomes, more importantly, who are they going to be looking at for a coach? Because you're right. Like, the way that Aaron left, he's clearly not coming back. And I feel bad about this, but his last throw ever will be a pick 6, which is just a horrible way to go out.
I don't think how many in his career did he throw? Like, he's not a big interception guy.
Not a lot. Not a lot. And that's why it was like, wow. And you could tell the frustration on his face at the end of that game. Like, he was hot. He was mad. And at some point, I think he's just too frustrated, and that's why I think he's like, you know what, I'm just going to roll out of here too, and I'm going to do this thing. But the Steelers are sitting in a very unique situation. We've just said it a minute ago. They've only had 3 coaches in 60 years. Yeah, they've rolled through a lot of quarterbacks, but at some point, they're going to have to go, okay, we need a head coach, and we need a quarterback. Like, we are in a really desperate situation. I don't know their cap hit for next year, but I'm hoping that it's somewhere in the positive so that they can be like, well, we're at least a little green in this situation. But that is a really tough spot to be in. And the crazy thing, too, is like, it kind of just happened abruptly, too. Like, they may have been planning it. They may not have been planning it. Who knows? But the fact that he just walked out the day after the game, they probably were like, did this just happen? Like, they're probably still in shock right now. And then they're turning around like, Aaron's leaving too? Oh,
yeah,
boy.
but the Aaron thing, although it'd be kind of funny if
that's a lie. They wanted him back so bad. The minute that they came out in the reports and they were like, the Steelers have told Aaron that he can come back another year. They were going, you want to come back in one more year, dude? They're probably looking at the same thing everybody else is.
He's so cooked. He's so cooked.
Oh,
no.
I know he's cooked. I know he's cooked. I've been saying it all year. I'm annoyed of watching it. My point is, the minute that the report got released, the Steelers were okay with him coming back for another year. In their mind, they were going, you want to come back for one more year? You want to run it back one more time?
Do you want to throw a few more checkdowns and behind the line of scrimmage, quick game passes? Aaron?
Don't get me started on the offense. I mean, and you want to get mad because you're throwing wheel routes when everyone's running flat routes? I get it, man. I get it.
Jay, did you remember your wallet?
Yeah, no, I did. It's so windy right now here in Nebraska that like my tonneau cover was starting to teeter, so I had to roll that thing up before it just ripped off the back of my car.
Okay, it's good.
God.
Be safe out there. I do have a list here. This is from, it's like, I don't know, is it Bookies? There's someone came out. There's a bunch of different sites coming out with Steelers' next head coaching odds.
Oh, let's go. Give me names.
I'm just going to throw you names. This is in order of how likely this particular website thinks that these coaches are going to be the next Steelers guy. Which, by the way, this is one of the highest pressure hires in the NFL because they've only had 3 head coaches since 1969. And Mike Tomlin was there for 18 years. I'd love to see him on the CBS desk taking over for Matt Ryan, sitting next to the Bill Cowher and Mike Tomlin sitting next to him.
That'd be so fun.
People thought Cowher was coming back, and he never came back. 20 years, never came back. So, okay, the number 1 guy on this list is Rams defensive coordinator, 39 years old, bloodlines galore, Chris Shula. I'll keep throwing some names. You stop me when you're like, yep, okay, interested. The number 2 guy on this list, a guy who spent a gap year with Mike Tomlin after things hit the fan in Miami, Brian Flores.
You flow.
I love this one.
I'm all on the V flow train.
I don't know about, like, I feel like maybe that works out, but Mike McCarthy's the third guy on this list, and he's a Pittsburgh guy. Would Aaron Rodgers consider sticking around for one last ride with Mike McCarthy in 2026 if you brought the Pittsburgh
I
man
was
in?
crazy a minute ago for saying the Steelers wanted him back. Now, you're not crazy for saying that they're going to hire Mike McCarthy and keep fucking Aaron Rodgers for one more year. I'm confused as to what's going on. Listen, do I see that? That would be interesting. That would be so interesting.
Okay.
I just don't know if it's there. I'm sorry.
Tied for fourth.
Didn't Rodgers kind of run McCarthy out? Or was
Yes.
he a McCarthy stand? I can't remember.
I mean, he was. It's
I feel
much
like he's killed every coach he's ever been around.
I think it's all kind of gray with Aaron. He gets into guys, and then at the end of the game or at the end of the season, he gives a big soliloquy about how much he loves everybody and whatnot. But he definitely had butted heads with McCarthy at the end. Okay, tied for fourth on the odds list, Mike McDaniel and Kevin Stefanski.
McDaniel in Pittsburgh would not end well for anyone involved.
No.
I mean, I can't see that fan base like welcoming him with open arms as he rips the vape pen at the podium, right? Like that's not Pittsburgh. Like that's not the people. That's not the. Maybe they'd want the excitement and the offense in which he brings, but I mean the way that Tomlin had to ask those questions and answer those questions at the podium, and he had he had the personality of a Pittsburgh Steeler. I just don't see that with McDaniel. I mean, I think that would just end horribly with him up there staring down at the screen, looking like, I don't know. Let's get Stefanski in here.
Did he literally glitch when he was making fun of McDaniel's glitching? Hey, listen.
I'm actually shocked that we're 20 minutes in and Jay is just like riding the white lines in Nebraska and we only lost reception one time.
This is not a bad idea. Listen, you know what the craziest part about this is? There are 3 AFC North teams right now without a head coach, and who would have thought one of them that had the coach was the Bengals this year? Like, who would have thought that that's why everyone's looking at the Bengals again like, God, you really fucked this up, didn't you? Like, all these other guys, hell, this team went into the playoffs and their coach quit. You are just...
What's funny is the Bengals are looking around like, wait, so technically we could get John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin in here? Technically?
Instantly they were like, wait a minute, Tomlin's here? Tomlin has entered the party? Zach, come have a seat.
Okay, if you are the Bengals, hypothetical, if you're the Bengals right now, how would and you could hire or keep any of these 4 coaches, how would you rank them? Kevin Stefanski, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, or keep Zach Taylor?
That's not fair. That's a hard question, dude, because
I'd love to see Stefanski with Joe Burrow. I think that'd be interesting.
No, Kevin doesn't have that kind of offense. His offense runs through the run game. It's why you want to make it like...
You could argue that maybe they should do a little more of that in both.
You're going to literally bolster the defense when you bring in Tomlin, or you're going to bolster the core of the group with Harbaugh. So it's kind of like, what are you trying to do, right? Are you trying to take the worst defense ever in the last 5 years and bring them to somewhat normal, and then all of a sudden go, hey, Joe, do your thing? Or are you trying to bring Harbaugh in who's like, hey, we need to become a tough team. We need to rally around each other. I like the Tomlin the more I'm talking about it. It's never going to happen. Obviously, they're never going to trade for him. But at the same time, that would be so cool to see him, first of all, in orange and black. It would be interesting after all those years of yellow and black. But it blows my mind that those 2 teams don't have a coach and the Bengals kept theirs. And it's like, is this really happening right now? Like, okay, I guess so. I don't think they're setting themselves up, but conversation internally about Harbaugh. I bet they were like, hey, guys, what are we doing? Like, are we thinking about maybe bringing this guy over here, trying to at least talk to him? But then again, there's so much deep hate in that division that it would be so weird to bring anybody over. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would almost make you a traitor.
The Browns talked to John Harbaugh, reportedly. I don't think
Browns
he made...
do anything, dude.
He didn't make their...
Stop it.
I mean, here's the thing. Harbaugh's going to be able to pick and choose where he wants to go. Like, that's what's unique about him.
He's going to Miami.
He's going to be able to be like, listen, where do I want to go retire? Like, where do I want to go and finish my career at? Is it at, maybe I want to go to Miami? Or do I want to go to Cleveland? Like, his wife's going to look at me like, where do you think we should go, honey? Like, yeah, let's go to Florida. So, yeah, I think he's going to be more along the lines of somewhere else like Florida or a warmer spot where he can just go and retire with the wife.
Let me throw the last few names, and then there's a couple other things to hit on before we make our picks here, boys. But Clint Kubiak is on this list. Mike LaFleur, the Rams offensive coordinator. Robert Saleh, and Brian Dable.
Daves.
Next Steelers coaches.
No Cignetti.
I love the Daves.
No Kurt Cignetti on there?
Cignetti's not on here, but Cignetti is from Pittsburgh. He is a Pittsburgh guy. And that would Jay and I were talking before the show here. I think it is within the realm of possible. If you're looking for just like a 3-year run with one of the hottest football coaches in the world right now, and if that happened and you brought in the Pittsburgh guy, Cignetti, he would have gone from James Madison to the Pittsburgh Steelers within 3 years. One of the most meteoric rises. I mean, it already is one of the most meteoric rises because it's Indiana about to win the national championship. But so, hey, boys, a couple other things that happen here. The Chargers and your boy, Jim Harbaugh, fired Greg Roman as offensive coordinator yesterday. He's your offensive coordinator, Booney, from back in San Francisco. Another just playoff. I mean, it is another playoff dud for Justin Herbert and company, but at the same time, you're down two of the best offensive linemen in the world. You're down to your third running back. The most offensive line combinations of any team in the NFL. You're going on the road to play a well-oiled Patriots machine. Not to make a bunch of excuses. They were destined to probably lose that game, but to fire Giro speaks to more of a philosophical thing than like, oh, we were just too banged up to go beat the Patriots. So I found that interesting.
I think it fell back on the conversation that we had 2 days ago where I don't think you guys understood me when I was like, I know how smart Giro is, and when you go out there and run simple shit, I'm looking at you like, Giro, what's wrong? Are you okay? Are you hurt? Does your brain hurt? That looked like the most vanilla offense I've ever seen. And I get it. You're down 2 tackles. You're down to your third running back. Be creative. That's what Giro does best. He does these motions, these shifts, all these wild formations. And then all of a sudden it's nobody blocked the 3 technique, but the running back took it right through the A gap and nobody knows how it happened. Like that's where I'm looking at it going, this isn't what I thought it would be. I get it. You're down a lot of guys. I played football and been down guys too. And that's when coaches go, fuck it. We're throwing it all at the wall. We got to do what we got to do to win. This is a win at all cost situation. And in order for that to happen, you got to go out there. And I agree. Keenan Allen dropped balls. Like bad things happened in that game. But at some point, it's like, you're not going to win the ball. You're not going to win this game standing Justin Herbert back like that without 2 fucking tackles and watching him just get destroyed. It's like, I'm not surprised. Look at the entire year. I mean, Justin Herbert was getting killed, and we've said it forever. Like, they can't look at 2 backup tackles and go, you guys fucked this up. They're going to be like, we're backups. They're going to go, you're right. You are backups. I don't expect you to go out and play like Rashawn and Joe. But at some point, that's when they turn to the OC and go, why is our quarterback taking 1 less sack than the worst sack team right now, right? And we're paying him this much money, and you're supposed to be some run specialist, and you can come creative and do all this wild shit. But instead, we're watching Justin Herbert look like fucking Trevor Lawrence 3 years ago, and we're all like, dude, somebody save this poor kid, right? And then he's got this wristband that's just flapping all over. And dude, remember that hit he took in the chest in the game?
What if that's the hidden biggest problem is like he's just kind of subconsciously distracted by that floppy play card? You know? If you just get some better tape on that thing, and maybe he'll be better in the playoffs.
It's called an earpiece. Welcome to 2026. All right, hey, here we go. Ready? Gun, double right. Okay, I'll just say it as you say it. Gun, double right. 2 jet, X, Dino, Vert, double Y, pump on 1. Ready?
Let's go. Boom. And also the Eagles have fired Kevin Patullo, their offensive coordinator, one of the most just disaster offenses in the NFL considering personnel.
Should have been done
weeks ago.
That should have been done in November.
Yeah,
so, I mean, that one should have been in November. Cut. Thanks for everything, but you ruined our life, right? I mean, that felt a lot like the DiFilippo cut in Minnesota when they just were like, "You're ruining everything. Get out."
Wow.
I mean, Sirianni should have had that.
Wow.
I mean, think about it, dude. If I'm Sirianni and I'm going, we just won the Super Bowl, and we just had the best offensive line and the best running game ever in the NFL, and we rode all that way to a Lombardi. And then you get here and you're going, why can't we run the football? Like, the people really didn't change. Like, nothing's really different besides Kellen Moore's not here. So you're the problem. Get out. Like, this should have happened a long time ago. They should have just given it to Jeff Stoutland.
I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I read a report that the Eagles fan had egged his house about a month ago. And I was like, dude, only in Philly would they find the OC's house and go egg it. Totally see it happening, too. I could easily see that happening.
Yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
By the way, where is DiFilippo?
Yeah, I that's what we're going to do next year.
He's going to have the worst fall from grace.
The show will not continue until you guess what John DiFilippo's. So he wasn't anywhere in 2025. And I don't know if that was by his own choice or if the football world finally said, enough John DiFilippo. But the show will not continue until you tell me where his last job was.
I think he was in the UFL.
I'll give you that. That is correct.
Yeah, I remember seeing his name in the UFL.
I love how Booney's just going to start rattling off UFL teams until he hits it.
The Memphis Showboats.
Wow.
That's a fine. That's a fine for knowing that too fast.
How did you know that so fast?
Because it's my job. I have players in the UFL.
Pure information I've ever heard in my life.
That is part of my job to know UFL teams. I remember seeing his name last year.
He was the head coach of the Memphis Showboats. And they struggled to a 2-8 record, and he wound up resigning as the head coach after the season. Before that, he was the head coach in the same league of the New Orleans Breakers. They went 7-3, but lost in the division finals to the Birmingham Stallions. So DiFilippo, total UFL record of 9-11, 0-1 in the playoffs, and now he's taking a gap year.
Dude, well, I mean, now so the UFL now sidebar. UFL now has since fired all GMs, and now all the head coaches are doing roster development and roster management. It's going to be fascinating. You got head coaches like Ted Ginn Jr. Ted Ginn Jr. is a head coach, and he's also the GM. It's going to be fascinating.
Little sweeping budget cuts across the UFL. Man.
Hey, we can't afford GMs anymore. Coaches, you're in charge.
Do it yourselves, boys.
Boys, you ready to make some picks here?
Can't wait.
All right, let's fire this up here. These incoming picks are presented in part by North American Banking Company, the new official bank of the O-Line Committee. For the Twin Cities audience, this is a Minnesota-based community bank since 1998. So I know this is crazy in 2026, but if you want to actually talk to human beings and not just automated prompts when it comes to your money, I can vouch, having worked with North American Banking Company. They value personal relationships, cutting-edge online tools, and they invest in community. So if you're looking for a better banking experience, whether it's for the blocking and the tackling, the checking, the savings, or something bigger, like you're building up to launch a business or buy a home, go to NA Bank. By the way, I'll find myself. We are working on a new link here, okay? Because it's the we of the offensive line, but it's the me of nabankcode.com/Mackey, member FDIC, equal housing lender, and also Menards. We are pumped to be partnered up with Menards this football season. And by the way, Menards, especially in these winter months, man, it is imperative that you keep your windshields clean with Splash. But also, if you drive something that requires diesel, Menards is here with Howe's Diesel Conditioner, designed to solve problems created by today's ULSD fuel. Howe's Lubricator Diesel Treat is the leading treatment solution for diesel engines, from truckers to farmers, pickups to diesel automobiles. Howe's Lubricant Diesel Treat corrects the inherent problems that exist in the current ULSD fuel. That's right. So head to Menards and stock up on Howe's Diesel Conditioner, because performance matters on the road and beyond.
Maybe that's where DiFilippo's at. He's at the USLD Football League.
Yeah, that's where.
The other alphabet soups.
I think Booney nailed it. Maybe DiFilippo takes over for Matt Ryan on the CBS pregame show. Be great. So, all right, dudes. Well, we all had a pretty good week last week with the 6 games on Super Wildcard Weekend. Let me see. Let me pull this up here. Booney, you and I went 5-1, and Jay, even though you weren't quite as honed in as the two of us, you were 4-2. All right. So on the season, Boone and I tied 50-41 picking these games straight up. Jeremiah, you are 45-46. Technically still within striking distance, but you need a big week here to lay the groundwork for a big comeback. So with that, we're picking the 4 divisional round games, and we're picking the college playoff natty. We're putting 5 games on the board here, gentlemen. Starting with Bills at Broncos. Greenlaw back for the Broncos in this game.
I'll go first. I'm gonna take the Broncos in this. I picked against the Bills last week. That came back to bite me, but Trevor Lawrence and company melted. I don't think that the Bills have a Super Bowl team. I think they have unbelievable quarterback play. I think he can do a lot of special teams. The Jacksonville defense was great, number 1 rushing defense, all that stuff. Denver's defense is a whole different bag of worms, especially in Denver. That pass rush is going to be vicious. That atmosphere is going to be nuts. I think as long as Bo Nix doesn't completely turtle, that I got to go with the Broncos here.
Booney, you and I can alternate so we can.
Sorry, I was texting one of the guys. Texted me. Mackey, you go real quick.
Man, the Broncos have such a ridiculous defense. They're playing at home. They have in terms of playoff success, an equally or more proven head coach because Sean Payton has won a Super Bowl before. So there's a lot of factors here, but I just can't get over the Josh Allen versus Bo Nix part of the equation. And I feel like this is a Josh Allen finds a way type of a game here. So I'm going against, I know the Broncos are favored. I know the Broncos have a ridiculous defense. This is not the same Bills team that maybe we've seen in previous years. I think we're going to see a Herculean Josh Allen game here, and the Bills steal one on the road for only their second road playoff win in about 30 years.
Who is he throwing the football to? He had two wide receivers tear ACLs.
Jay, we're going to figure that out this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, but like that, hey,
I'm
dude, they've been saying that for weeks. They've been saying, who is he going to throw the ball to? And then all of a sudden he just threads it in a needle right to Shakir, and we're like, shit. All right. And that's the problem is, like, when he turns it on, he can just thread that needle. He can push it for 10 yards. And like he says, he's just standing up there like, I give it all for this team. But here's the problem. I worry about the last couple performances before that. Remember that one where he started going a little willy-nilly on us and started fumbling the ball everywhere, and the old Josh came back? And I wonder if being in the Broncos Stadium in Mile High with Benito and Cooper just coming down on him over and over again is going to be too much for him. Give me the Bills. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Give me the Bills, baby. Hey, you forgot. They got a run game too, baby. Here we go.
That's right. And nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. All right. I'll go first on this one so we can kind of switch it up throughout these picks. 49ers at Seahawks. The 49ers are one of the cool stories in the NFL this year. Just plowing through electromagnetic fields next to their practice facility, historic amounts of injuries and Achilles tears. And unfortunately for them, it all comes to a halt. Hopefully before anyone tears more ligaments, but they will lose at Seattle. Give me the Seahawks in this one.
Yep, I'm with you. I think the Seahawks, they dismantled them at the end of the season. Again, rested 12th man. They're used to going into that stadium, so I don't think it's going to be a shock for San Fran. Like, it's not like Buffalo doesn't go to Denver very often, right? But San Fran's very used to walking into that stadium. They know what they're going to get. They know what to expect. That being said, I just don't think with the injuries, the issues that have come up, no Kittle, this is going to be a really tough test. Unless Purdy can put together another unbelievable performance, I think Seattle might run away with this one as well.
I don't even know if it's Purdy that we need. Can Christian McCaffrey do 45 more touches, right? Like, can we continue to feed him the ball? Is he not?
Yeah, he's going to die.
Yeah, that's the problem is. I think Seattle's defense right now is riding so high right now that at some point, and you remember the last game, the linebackers were over pursuing, right? All of a sudden, Charbonnet's making these big cuts back. Kenneth Walker's making these big cuts back. Like, I feel like the Seattle Seahawks right now kind of have them in the blender of how they're going to play this game. And it's really Seattle just has to go out and be like, hey, Let's just not fuck this up, right? We're at home. Our defense is riding high. Let's run the ball well. Let's play action off of it. JSN. I mean, obviously, too, Lenore last time getting called out by a bunch of people for his effort. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how these, like, don't get me wrong, it's going to be a really, really hard game. I think it's going to be fucking blood everywhere, but I think Seattle's going to walk away with this one at the end.
All right, so we're all riding Seattle here. Texans at Patriots. Booney?
I'll do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go with the Texans. I have to. I worry about that pass rush, and eventually you're kind of like, okay, listen, you got a young rookie out there who's been playing extremely well, but when I tell you that this guy can grab you from 2 rooms away, unbelievable what Danielle Hunter can do. And I think I worry about the Patriots because the deeper you get in the playoffs, the more it's going to really start to bear down on you. And this defense is just, I mean, dude, they were giving up turnover after turnover after turnover, and it was just like, all right, we'll just hold you to 3. We'll hold you to 3. And now I'm not saying that the Steelers' offense is insane, but the fact that they turned the ball over that much and the defense was like, yeah, we're not even fucking bending. Like, dude, you think you're even trying us right now? I worry about what D'Amico Ryans can get going with this defense. But I will say this. CJ Stroud has to be smarter with the football. Like, at some point, this is going to fall.
The snap
on
issues. What was that?
That's my whole reason I'm not taking the Texans. Is
that's fine. I get it.
CJ Stroud. You can't trust him. Right? I mean, they should have lost that game so many different ways. And because it was Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, Drake May, who was a borderline MVP, if not the MVP of the league this year, you give him that short field, they're going to score. They're going to score with Diggs and Booty and Hunter Henry and Trayvon Henderson and all those weapons that they have that Pittsburgh Steelers do not. I'm not sold on CJ Stroud. I think that he panicked in this last game and his defense bailed him out. I'm not sold that he's not going to panic again. So I'm going to go the Patriots.
I'm not fully sold on CJ Stroud either, but the Texans haven't lost a football game since November 2nd. And if you go back to the end of October, they've played, I think it's like 13 games, 12 or 13 games. Only one loss of the, October 26th, they've got 11 wins out of 12 games. And in 9 of those games, they've held opponents to 20 points or fewer. So you don't have to do a lot of work. Like, if you can get to 20 points in a Houston Texans game, you're probably going to win. And I think the other thing that's happening here is people aren't giving the Texans enough respect, just generally, like media and maybe even like the lines that you see on the games, because people form opinions on teams in September and October way too prematurely. And the Texans were 0-3 and had to kind of grind their way back. And it's like people put them in a bin after the 0-3 start. And then they kind of looked over there like, oh, yeah, they did okay. A nice little hot run by the Texans. But if you were to just look at the NFL from the end of October through the end of the season, which to me is all that really matters anyways, this is a Super Bowl winning defense. So I think Drake May having to decipher and dodge what he's going to face this weekend, he might be the MVP, but listen, like the stakes are higher. The speed is faster. This is a different level of football than he's ever seen before. I'm going Texans on the road in this game.
I'm telling you right now, baby, defense wins championships. And listen, we all agree. CJ Stroud, we're like, dude, please just don't fucking drop the ball or throw it to the other team, right? Like, don't do something stupid. But we have said it before on this show that defense is cooking. Good luck. Like, they're just going to bear down on you. They do such a great job of keeping the game so close that you're like, we might have to pass it a little bit more than we want to against these guys.
Well,
and it's like, no, don't do that.
Nico Collins in concussion protocol, so I'm not sure he'll be back out there either. That's going to be another issue.
Yeah, that was bad.
We know how that goes. Do you have a concussion? No, I'm good. I'm ready.
You can't get carted off the field, head hung in a towel. And
he'll be fine.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm back.
Just get him some extra smelling salts. He'll be fine.
Just a little extra smack and a tickle.
Rams at Bears. I can take this one first if you guys want to react to this. I've said this about 6 different times. I'll say it for a 7th. This is where it stopped for the Chicago Bears. The luck finally runs out. That defense is a sieve, and I think in terms of letting off the gas in the second half or not being able to adjust. That's not going to happen with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford like it did with LaFleur and Jordan Love and company. So I think the Rams might hang a 40 burger on the Bears in Chicago in this game. Rams to the NFC Championship game.
Mackey, your NFC North hate is coming out so much right now, especially with the 40
lashing
burger.
out.
You're like, they're going to put up 50 on him in their own house. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think the Rams win. I don't know that they put a 40 burger on him, but I think that this is where it does end for Caleb Williams. I think Matt Stafford last week coming back and winning the game proved again that he is one of the most surgical guys out there. And I think this week, obviously, he's going to know coming in, getting tighter into the playoffs, hey, we don't have any room for this nonsense. We got to put him away early, because if you let this team hang around at all, they're going to breathe new life into themselves at halftime and be like, hey, we're fine. We can do this. And they'll believe it. So give me the Rams.
I agree with both of you, but for the sake of the standings here, I'm going to take the Bears. I'm going to take the Bears to do some magical Caleb Williams shit at the end and find a way to win this, because also you talk about how hot the Texans were to end the year. I think ever since they lost to the Seahawks, the Rams lost to the Seahawks, something broke in them. And they have not been the well-oiled machine that we saw all through most of the year. There's some cracks in the armor. Last week didn't look like they were all buttoned up and ready to go, going back on the road. Yeah, I'll convince myself. Bear down.
You barely did that, dude. Barely could say bear down, dude. You were like,
I'll convince myself. Bear down.
Hey, yeah, you didn't ask him to play the song. He just played it for you.
That's right.
He knows.
I know it's just on loop in Jay's head as he drives now. That's right. So once he gets in his car, it's just all right. And then we've got the college football national championship next week. I think it's on. Is it Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the hell day it is?
Who knows?
Monday,
this shit needs to be done long before this.
It's on Monday.
Just do it on New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. New Year's Day needs to be the championship before the playoffs start, because everyone's kind of like, oh yeah, there's still college football on. Like, this needed to be done weeks ago. Two of the most iconic current college football coaches in the country, the Fighting Cignettis against the Fighting Cristobals here. Miami playing a home game, by the way, for this. Yeah. Indiana versus Miami. Jay. I'm going to go Big Ten till I die. Go Indiana. I think Cignetti gets his final movie here, right? He's already talking about how great, then leasing the movie rights out, and Tom Hanks or someone will play him to make it all cool. And I'm going to go Indiana. I love that team. I love Mendoza. I love the way that they played the game of football. I'm worried about Miami's defensive ends because those dudes are monsters. But I think Miami's just going to – Carson Beck versus Mendoza, give me Mendoza. Yeah.
Dude, that guy is way too positive to root against him. I mean, he is. And it's what's crazy is, like, he has the most opposite head coach. Like, the head coach is always like, I'm going to kill someone. And he's always like, hey, check in my LinkedIn profile. I updated my picture. I know. I love it. Hey, yo, give me Big Ten till I die. You know what I say about the U right there. Don't even start. Yeah, I mean, dude, Fernando Mendoza is going to be fascinating as a Las Vegas Raider here in a few months. Yeah. He is a cross between Tim Tebow and Kirk Cousins. If you could take the quarterback ability of Kirk Cousins with the athletic ability of Tim Tebow and blend their personalities together in one. And there's like a little Andrew Luck in there too, just like kind of super nerdy guy, but teammates still love him. So yeah, give me Indiana, man. Completing, by the way, one of the greatest sports team or program turnarounds in the history of sports, period. This was, I think, by wins and losses, the worst Power 5 school of the last, 70 years in college football. And Mark Cuban comes in with a bag of NIL money, and Kurt Cignetti comes in here. And by the way, Fernando Mendoza also grew up a mile away from Hard Rock Stadium. His father played high school football with Mario Cristobal. None of that could get him an offer from Miami. Rejected outright multiple times by Miami. So it's a revenge game for Fernando Mendoza here too. So he doesn't even know what the word revenge means. Stop it.
Yeah, that kid he doesn't. It's crazy.
He's like, revenge. What are you talking? I'm just here to be.
I love everybody.
Man.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I love this.
I just hope his PR person told him, hey, either pick the camera or pick the interviewer, man. Don't do both. That was weird. Don't do the It's like, just pick one, man. Just
The
pick
way
one.
that-
Yeah, I love being here. It's totally so exciting. It's fun. Oh my God, I love it. I love my O-line too.
The way that he excitedly explains very basic things too. We just need to make sure that we focus on playing the best 60 minutes of football that we possibly can, and we will come out champions. Like, all right, yes.
Yeah.
Where's that wall?
That's literally the Tebow plus the Andrew Luck put together right there. Like, it's literally like he's one of three people, and they just merged two of them together at all times.
We're Frankensteining quarterbacks now. It's great. I want a little Jameis in there too. Just like a 10%
stop
Jameis.
Stop it.
A little YOLO ball.
All right, Jay.
YOLO.
Glad we could keep you entertained on your drive
Yeah,
back to the
thanks,
airport.
guys.
Hang on your wallet. Hang on your phone.
Yeah,
Wallet,
no,
keys, phone, dude. Wallet, keys, phone. You got to do the
Wallet,
dance.
keys, phone. Yep, wallet, keys, phone, AirPods.
We will see you
wallet,
later,
keys, phone,
Jay.
AirPods. Yeah, I'll see you guys down there. I'll be excited to get down to Arizona, and then be down in Florida next week I'll be back on the beach next week for our episodes for the American Bowl. So I'm definitely not going to miss how cold it is in Nebraska right now. So
let's go, boys. All right. And if for the audience there, if you haven't done so already, first of all, shame on you. But you have a chance to redeem yourself by clicking the subscribe button on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel, 5-star rating, positive review on Apple, Spotify, and the like button on this video. For Booney, for Jay, I'm Phil. We'll see you next time on the O-Line Committee.